It's Sunday and that means Queer Pop Culture Rewind. And this week we're taking a look at 1982. Last week we checked out 1981 and if you haven't watched that video, I'll put a link to that video at the end of this video as well as a description for you to check out.
I used to be famous. I used to be one of your favorite actors.
If you enjoyed this video series, why not check out my short videos? It's where I highlight hunks from the past that you might have forgotten about. Hunky actors from the 70s, the 80s and the 90s, all wrapped up into 2-minute shorts. But before we get into the video, I just want to give a shout out to my channel members. Without members and you the viewers, my channel won't be able to exist. So thank you very much for tuning in each week. So grab your Walkman, pop up your collar and follow me down the yellow brick road to 1982.
Just got to show them who's in command.
E.T. Home phone.
So please come out for band tryouts. If you play an instrument, it's better to play with a group than with yourself.
Our intention was always to be as commercial as possible.
Yeah.
You know, and as global as possible, to have as many hits as in many countries as possible.
In 1982, one man stood out as a flamboyant force of nature, Boy George. Although Culture Club didn't release a debut album until the tail end of the year, George began making waves with his androgynous style and unapologetic queer presence in London's new romantic scene. Even before hitting global fame, his look was already turning heads in fashion magazines and music clubs. Although music listeners didn't know this yet, the new girl on the block, Madonna, who just released her debut single Everybody, was destined to set the world on fire and change gay pop culture forever.
I'm on the air on Sundays doing the Top 40 and also do the Friday Rock Show, and here's Culture Club. Do you really want to have me?
1982 gave us some of the gayest bangers to ever grace a dance floor. First up, Do You Really Wanna Hurt Me by Culture Club. With Boy George's soulful croon and gender-bending aesthetic, the track wasn't just a hit, it was a challenge to gender norms broadcast straight into homes across the globe.
It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men.
It's Raining Men by the Weather Girls was everything a gay man could ever want in a music video. It was a fun song with simplistic lyrics and filled with nearly half-naked men dancing in synchronicity to create a gay fever dream of musical ecstasy. I'm pretty sure a lot of my viewers taped this from MTV and rewatched it so many times that the VHS wore out. And who can blame them? Sadly, 1982 was also the year openly gay artist Patrick Cowley released his third and final solo album before his untimely death in November 1982. Becoming one of the early victims of the AIDS pandemic. Although he was best known for his collaborations with openly gay disco singer Sylvester, he had a promising solo career and had been credited as one of the original 2 pioneers of electronic dance music.
Is it worth more than Ted Denard's life?
Are we back to that again? You were there, you know it was an accident.
1982 was also a pivotal year for gay representation on TV. Even if much of it was still coded or controversial. The most iconic moment, hands down, was Stephen Carrington's coming out scene on Dynasty.
I'm a homosexual, Dad. I'm gay.
In Season 1, Episode 18, Stephen finally declares, "I'm gay and I'm not ashamed," in a dramatic confrontation with his family. It was one of the first times a major network show allowed a character to say those words aloud. And for millions of viewers, it was a turning point. I think everyone who watched TV back in 1982 can still vividly remember the day Stephen Carrington gave that emotional monologue about refusing to bow down to conformity and his father's expectations.
I tried to live a lie. To please you. Not anymore.
Well, I just find it hard to believe that you're a man.
Because you found me attractive as a woman?
Let's start with a cult classic. Victor Victoria starring Julie Andrews as a woman pretending to be a man pretending to be a woman. This gender-bending comedy was a hit with queer audiences for its witty script, cabaret singing and a celebration of fluid identity. It was bold, fun and surprisingly progressive for its time.
Wait, don't tell me. He's not at home. Not back from lunch yet, and not at the clinic. Third time this week.
The daring drama Making Love, starring Harry Hamlin and Michael Ontkean, told the story of a married man who comes to terms with his attraction to another man. It was one of the first mainstream Hollywood films to portray a gay love story with empathy and realism. While critics were divided and box office numbers were modest, Making Love was a landmark in LGBTQ storytelling, especially for closeted viewers who had never seen their experiences reflected on screen.
He auditioned for the female lead on a soap opera and became the hottest new actress in America.
Tootsie, starring Dustin Hoffman as an actor who dresses like a woman to land a role on a soap opera, is also worthy of being mentioned. While not explicitly queer, the film challenges gender norms and sparks cultural conversations about gender identity, performance and power. For many queer viewers, especially trans and gender non-conforming folks, Tootsie served as a soft gateway into exploring the fluidity of gender and the performative nature of identity itself.
You're just saying that you're an officer, what do you care?
You know perfectly well it isn't so.
Querelle, the final film by the legendary director R.W. Fassbinder, was a surreal, erotically charged drama that was soaked in homoeroticism and existential dread. With its dreamlike visuals and openly gay protagonist, Querelle was divisive and misunderstood at the time, but it has since become a cult classic in queer cinema, celebrated for its unapologetic queerness and artistic audacity.
Most of it goes down to the media because it's all them that spread the rumours, you know, sort of like they hype it up so much, people just get it into their heads that these people cause trouble, these people are nice, you know.
The 80s was also the decade when teenagers pushed back against the conformity from the decades before. Fashion was a way of expression and was heavily inspired by Prince and Boy George, and of course the new girl on the block, Madonna. Teen fashion in 1982 was a vibrant mix of rebellion, glam and experimentation, blending leftover disco vibes from the 70s with the emerging influence of punk, new wave and MTV-driven pop culture.
You know, Tex, you really are cute.
Oh, Tex, you're so cute. Shut up.
You're so cute.
He's so cute.
Although he had been acting since 1979, Matt Dillon finally reached teen heartthrob status thanks to his role in the 1982 film Tex. And although this wasn't the first time he starred in a coming-of-age film, it was the first time he received top billing.
On General Hospital.
Do you want any more wine?
No, not at the moment.
Blackie gets a lesson in romance.
Must be doing something right.
And learns a lot about love.
Another rising star was John Stamos, who joined the cast of General Hospital in 1982 and instantly became soap opera eye candy. With his feathery hair and dreamy smile, he became a fixation for viewers of all orientations. Rick Springfield was still riding the waves of success of his 1981 hit single Jesse's Girl, which ensured his poster was up against the walls of many teens.
Oh, I forgot to say something about the fact that this album went gold in Canada. This is the past tense. This is the old one. Jerry, hang on to that for me, will you? You're working on a new one?
Yeah, it's all finished. We completed the whole album.
Michael Damian might be forgotten today, but he was another rising star in 1982. He released his debut single She Did It in 1981 and joined the cast of The Young and the Restless in 1982. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, I've got another video that you might want to check out. Or if you haven't checked out the first video in the series or the first two videos in the series, 1980 and 1982, I'll put a link to that playlist that you can catch up. Thank you very much, and you can also check out my smaller channels if you want to. There might be something interesting that you haven't seen yet. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.
Maybe